Hello, Wisecrack Nation. It's your boy Navi here, and it's time to go where no man's been before with the Orville. As of right now, we're on season 2, episode 3, titled Home. So let's see whose home we're gonna visit today. It's not fun going to Earth, so hopefully it's somewhere we've never been before. So let's sit back, buckle up, and go into overdrive. We start this episode off with the main crew in the lunch area having their lunch. But next thing you know, Isaac enters the room and it turns into almost like a fight night promotion for a pay-per-view, as it's a Friday and they're doing their traditional arm wrestling match of Lieutenant Alara versus Isaac, in which Alara's ahead 14 and Isaac 12. And for some reason, everyone is so amped up about it that they're taking bets. Alien versus Cyborg. Well, hell, we already have Alien versus Predator, Predator versus Man. We might as well incorporate a cyborg, so that's not a bad start. But the weird thing being, after Isaac wins the match, Alara realizes her arm is broken. It seems that after seeing Dr. Finn, Alara is alerted that there's some problems with her bone mass and her strength, as in it seems to be down by a certain amount. So at the current moment, she isn't the strongest member of the crew anymore. Isaac is. Well, it seems that the unfortunate may be happening, as Lieutenant Alara could be losing her super strength because of her being away from her home planet for such a long time. And as informed by Dr. Finn, if she doesn't want to lose said strength, she has to do like most millennials do and go straight back home, especially after receiving bad news. And it seems that after having a heart-to-heart with Captain Mercer, Alara has made her decision to go back home. Although she doesn't want to leave her post or the ship, she doesn't want to be pitied or disrespected because she's lost her Xelayah strength. After disembarking from the Orville, we see Alara is accompanied both by Captain Mercer and Gordon. And once returning to her home planet, she's met there by her parents, after which she walks off the ship just to be crushed by her planet's gravity. That must be one heavy freaking planet to just take 2 steps and fall straight down. I couldn't imagine spending 1 day on that planet. It must be like stepping into the hyperbolic time chamber on Dragon Ball Z, just waiting to be crushed by the gravity just because you want to get stronger again. Alright, hey, if that's what you want to do, more power to you. Well, it seems after returning home, Alara is getting adjusted. But what truly came as a shock to her was seeing her older sister there. But one thing that probably shocked Alara more than anything is the fact that both her parents and her sister are almost rooting for her to not return to the Orville because they want her to stay on the home planet. I know you're supposed to love your family, but jeez, man. I think I'd rather be in a horror movie than be with my family trying to figure out what's gonna happen with my life. So far, Laura hasn't even been home 20 or 30 minutes, and they're already getting on her nerves. Yep, that's family for you. Well, it seems that Alara's problems with her family just doesn't stem from her being on the Orville and joining the military, but the fact that her race is an intelligent people and she was below the average of intelligence, but she decided to join the military and leave her planet in order to pursue her own life's goals. And the worst part about it is, her family never supported her the way she wanted to be supported, but her crewmates on the Orville did. And that's why she wants to go back to being there instead of being home. Although Alara is confined to a hover chair, it doesn't stop her and her family from going to their beach home during the off season to get away and help her recover her strength. And what makes it more interesting is that they were told they were the only people there during the off season, but Alara later comes to find out that there's someone else on the island. And what really makes things more sadder for Alara is that she sits up at night, staring off into space, wanting to be back on the Orville. Even though she's not on the Orville, we see that Captain Mercer and Commander Grayson are still feeling a little bit sad because of the fact Alara isn't there on the ship. At which we see Alara going through rehabilitation in order to acclimate to her planet's gravity and regain her strength by her trying to get up out of her hover chair. Unfortunately, she's unsuccessful. It's at that time that the neighbors that Alara saw the day before come to her house to introduce themselves. It seems that Alara was right when thinking that there was someone else on the beach, but it wasn't her neighbors the night before, it was someone else in their house. And even though she's not on the Orville as a crew member, she's still doing her job. So she's just like an off-duty cop. No matter where she is, she's always gonna be on the job. It seems as though Alara isn't on the Orville. Her replacement on the ship is more unusual than what you would expect. But it seems that there could be a bit of a uprising to Alara coming back to the Orville more sooner than possible, since Dr. Finn and Lieutenant Commander John may have found a way in order for her to get her strength back. As a favor to their new neighbors, Alara and her sister Xelayah go to visit the caretaker of the island's apartment, but he was supposed to have been gone back to the mainland. Once getting there, they see that his stuff is still at his house, meaning he never left for the mainland himself, and could possibly be the one breaking into other people's houses on the beach. And just like the M. Night Shyamalan movie, this episode has taken a turn with a twist. It seems that the new neighbors aren't what they expected or seem to be, as they're holding up Alara's family with guns. It seems that there's more than meets the eye with these two. It seems as though the two intruders that are trying to kill Alara and her family have a reason to do so: their dead son. It seemed because Alara's father was a teacher at a college and discredited their son at one point, he committed suicide, which is the driving force for his family to kill Alara and her family for what they've done to his son. Which is kind of stupid if you think about it. You're gonna kill yourself because someone discredited your work? In what way is taking your own life ever achieved anything? And now you're gonna kill someone else because your son couldn't hack it as a scientist? Oh, that's low. And now they're threatening Alara's sister by threatening to cut off her hand? That's even lower. Luckily for Alara and her family, Captain Mercer and Gordon return to the planet to deliver some news to Alara, unknowing that they're being held hostage. Unfortunately, one of the intruders, the husband, shoots Captain Mercer in the chest and damages his gravity suit, which is kind of a-hole move to make when he doesn't have a weapon on him. But luckily, Alara is able to move her body and take down the wife and subdue her by shooting her in the chest after wrestling her to the ground. The only downside being now Captain Mercer can't move without having his suit replaced or fixed. Luckily, Alara is in control of the situation as she's trying to figure out a way of how to deal with the other home intruder. And after meeting up with her family again, Alara comes up with an idea that she'll handle the second invader while her father goes to help Captain Mercer get back on the ship so the gravity doesn't crush his body. If I were Captain Ed, I'd do like Bender did in Futurama when he was laying on his back and couldn't move. I start doing like a turtle and moving side to side and roll my butt over to that ship. I'm not dying in 3 minutes. You supposed to be a captain. You better figure something out. After the second invader makes his way into Alara's parents' bedroom, Alara comes out of the bathroom out of nowhere in good old fashion and shoots him down like a James Gordon Wild Wild West reference. As their father goes to help Captain Mercer, he finds out what happened to the keeper of the beachfront and sees that he's dead on their property, unfortunately killed by the two house invaders. He goes to help Captain Mercer. Even though Alara's father made it to Captain Mercer, he wasn't completely left unscathed by the gravity. As the timer on the suit started to wear down, he wound up with 2 broken leg bones and being unconscious, which had to hurt because that's a lot of gravity. It seems as though our heartwarming moment has finally come to fruition as Alara and her father make amends right then and there, now seeing that Alara was always meant to be who she was and not what her father wanted her to be, as he realizes he made a mistake and didn't get to know his daughter well enough. And that's kind of funny. He now realizes that after being in the face of danger. It took you almost 20 years to figure that out, my boy? I mean, come on now. Well, it seems that Alara has made her decision, and instead of remaining with the Orville, she has decided to go back to her home planet and live with her family. But before her leaving, she's not gonna get sent off without a proper goodbye, as all the main crew members meet her on the departure bridge in order to give her a hug and wish her all the best of luck with her future on her planet. And as the Captain Mercer returns to his quarters, he opens the final gift that Alara has given him before disembarking the Orville, a jar of pickles. Unfortunately, I don't know what that means, but she could have given him anything in the world, but she decides to give him a jar of pickles. Those must be some really delicious pickles, y'all, because that was unexpected even on my end. All in all, this episode turned out to be really cool, and I'm glad that I watched it to see Alara's family dynamic and where she came from, and also her departure from the Orville. But other than that, Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and sit back and relax and maybe watch something else until next week's episode. As for right now, all I have to say is be wise, crack hard, and keep on coming back. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love you people. I'm out. Peace.